Q Ultimus, what's happening, man? How are you doing? Alright, you guys ready to start? I guess we're gonna start with that LeetCode Daily. I'm live, Twitch, live on YouTube, ready to rumble, man. Here we go. Hopefully the daily problem isn't tough, because I'm not trying to spend a lot of time on it. Count servers that communicate. Oh lordy. You are given a map of server center. You're given a map of a server center represented as an m by n integer matrix grid, where 1 means that on that cell there is a server and 0 means that there is no server. Two servers are said to communicate if they are on the same row or on the same column. Return the number of servers that communicate with any other server. Sounds not so bad, but let's look at some of these examples. So this one, no server, 0, none. This one, there's 3 servers that can communicate with another one. So, alright. This one, there's 4 servers. So I'm thinking we just have to create some type of hash map of all the rows and columns and check if there's like multiple things in each row or each column. And then if there are multiple in either the row or the column, then that server can communicate with another server. So that's what I'm gonna do. So my rows and my columns, and then I need, how do I do this? I guess we don't actually need a hash map. Maybe I can just use a vector of size rows. Server rows, should I call it? And then these each index in server rows will represent each row here and how many computer servers are in them. So I guess I'm just going to count like how many in row, like, all right, in example 1 there'll be server rows will have, in row 0 it will have 1, in column 0 it will have 1, and then in column 1 and row 1 it will have 1. So let me do this. Arik is in the house. How you doing, Arik? Long time no see. What's poppin' these days, man? Are you still on that bouldering arc? Are you just bouldering all day these days, man? It's too cold for that. Alright, so if it's a 1, I'm gonna just say, what am I gonna say? Wait, can I do it like this, man? Yeah, I think so. So I just server rows, server calls, right? And then I'll iterate through it again. And then I'm gonna say, if this is a 1, then if it's greater than 1, or that's greater than 1, then this is a server that can communicate with another server, right? I could probably combine these two if statements, but it's too long, man. So I'm gonna just leave it like that. Boulder is life? Dang. Maybe one day I should try it. I'm thinking about trying pickleball, actually. But who knows when I'll ever try that. I hear pickleball is good for old people. And it's like ping pong or something. Hold up. Alright, hopefully this dang solution is gonna work. Let's see. I look very handsome today. No, what? Thank you very much, AKSR. It's 2025. You don't gotta say no homo or anything. You can be whoever you want, man. Alright, that problem not too bad. I guess I should post my solution, and then I got a C++ question for all you experts out there. Hopefully there's some C++ experts here. Man, what's the intuition here? It's like keeping track. Wait, just keeping track of how many servers are in each row and call. After, wait, what's the intuition? We keep track of how many servers in another iteration. Whenever we get to a cell that is a server, check if there is more than one server in either the current row or column. If there is more than one, then it means that the server talks to another server. Alright, that's it. That's all I'm gonna type. What's the time complexity? It's O N M, right? Space complexity. Nobody cares about space complexity, man. That's all I got. That's all I got. Solve live on stream. Link in profile. AKSR, how did your Google phone screen go, man? Ice Cold Witch, what's happened? I don't know what you're talking about, man. But you need to chill. I don't know what's in the water or in the air tonight, but something's up. We got Ice Cold Witch. We got AKSR acting a little strange today. Question felt very easy. I mean, I think the phone screen questions are a bit easy. We got Pat dropping at least 30 salutes. Oh, lordy. Count how many. Alright, this is my LeetCode solution for the daily. And I would appreciate some upvotes, man, because on LeetCode, it's whoever gets the most upvotes first. Then it just kind of trickles from there. People don't even check solutions with no upvotes. Anyways, all right. C++ question for y'all. Here it is. Let me go to the playground. This is something that I'm curious about because I encountered this at work and I don't really know how to do this properly. And I came up with a solution, but I want to ask y'all if it works. So let's say we have some class. I don't know what to name it. Junk. I don't even know if my syntax. Can you check who all upvoted? Nah, I don't think so. All right. Let's say. All right, let's say we have this function get data and we just return some data, right? So, all right, wait, first of all, let me ask, do we have any C++ experts in the house? Hopefully we do. BetSimp? Is BetSimp in the house? I don't even know if my I don't know if my syntax is right, but let's say we're doing something like this, yeah? Using threads. Yeah, I want this to be thread safe. Like, let's say this is like something, this is like a callback, and we could potentially modify this data here. And let's say there is an accessor or a getter or whatever that's just basically returning this data, right? I don't want this to create a copy. I want this to just, because I think this will create a copy of this data and it's just returning the copy every time. I think this works, right? But what I want is when we get this data to not create a copy. Hector HSC, what's happened? How come I didn't hear that noise? Just ask ChatGPT? I don't know. Hold on. Let me do the thing for Hector. Hector HSC, thank you very much. Oh, look at that, 2 diamonds already. Dapper Star 1995, what's happened? Welcome to the party. You inspire me to do LeetCode? Dang, very nice. 5 days of LeetCode. How do you like it? Hepta5 in the house. What's happened? Wait, 5 days on Twitch? Wait, are you streaming on Twitch? Because if you are, we gotta watch. That's incredible. I just followed you, man. We gotta get out there and see what you're up to. Are you a student right now? Are you working, trying to find a new job? What's your reason for LeetCode grinding? Phone screen problems are easier compared to on-site. Yeah, I think they're a bit easier and maybe they're not judged as harshly. All right, back to the question. So, wait, Q, what were you saying? When you just return, yes, you can just return like some const reference, but I think this is bad, especially I think this is explicitly forbidden at work because they say you could run into some problem. Oh shit. You could run into some problems like this, like referencing the data and then it could potentially be modified. So seems unsafe since you're returning something that should be behind a lock. Future highway. Yes, this is not good. Then why not use a smart pointer? Yes. So this is my question, man. Mike, actually, let's say we change this to a unique pointer or something. And let's say when we instantiate the class, we make sure it's not null. I don't know what the syntax is off the top of my head. Make unique. Whatever, right? So, if I did it this way, is this safe? Is this okay? Or is there... maybe I don't really understand how pointers work. So like, let's say this returns a pointer. And then it's out of there. And let's say we modify the data. We receive some data in here. And then I guess we'll be like data equal can I do this and everything will be okay? And even if this returns the old data before it gets updated and it gets used somewhere outside of this class, that pointer will be all right, you know? I'm not sure. Can you return a tuple of the data and the lock guard? I guess you can, Future Highway, but I'm not really too familiar with doing stuff like that. Why not just rewrite the entire app in Rust? What? Also keeps me accountable if I see people looking at my stuff. Yeah, Dapper Star. That's how I started as well. Wait, you said something earlier. Working as Sweet, but just need to brush up on the fundamentals. Cause just been focused on the enterprise tech stack for too long. Don't want to get pigeonholed. I see. Yeah, I started streaming on Twitch, my LeetCode, just to keep me accountable. And to practice speaking my thought process and pretending like I'm in a real interview. And man, that was like 4 years ago. And it's really helped me for sure. And now I just enjoy streaming, doing live coding. Alright, Future Highway. I think it sounds like you know what you're talking about, man. So I gotta ask you, is this okay? Is this doing something like this alright? Or is this problematic? I don't know, maybe this can be like a const data type there. I don't know any C++, dang. Alright, well. What should I do in this case? Oh shit, did I just erase everything? It's not even in the right language. Man, where's all like Icy Black Deep, Bet Simp, Brett? Who else is a C++ expert up in here? Maybe I'll ask another time, or I'll just figure it out. BetSimp is what? What does that mean? Alright, you guys ready for web dev? on a league game. Wait, by pulling a reference out of the data. Oh, Arik in the house. Wait, Arik, aren't you a C++ expert, man? Come on now. Wait, by pulling a reference out of the data with lock guards, doesn't this make the values no longer atomic and thus not thread safe? I don't know what you mean, Q. That lock guard will be dropped at the end. Yeah. So I don't see how you return a pointer to. Oh, I see. Yeah, so that's my question. I don't know if this is safe or not, man. Because like the lock is dropped after return this pointer. Like this returns a raw pointer, right? What did Claude say? Should I ask Claude? Alright, how can I do this? Is this class thread safe? No. So wait, it just did the same thing? If you return the guard with it, then the caller is responsible for not altering the data after they drop the guard. So I think, alright, I'm not too sure about this thing right here, whatever I'm doing. But, anyways, maybe I don't know enough to talk about this. But I've seen people suggest to use a shared pointer here for the data instead of a unique pointer. And then I've also seen people to recommend, like, if this data doesn't get mutated frequently, to just eat the memory leak, man. Just update the thing and have the memory leak, and who cares? Especially if it's like once a day or once every other day or something. But wait, so here they say this is the thread safe version, but I feel like they didn't even do anything different. Maybe the syntax, they just fixed my syntax because it was like kind of pseudo syntax. So all right, let me ask Claude another question. Is this class thread safe? The same class they just gave me, basically. I mean, they say it's alright. Oh, right, because it is making a copy right here, huh? It's making a copy. Can you make get data not make a copy of the data? But man, they say this is thread safe, but I don't think it is, man. Anyways, I'll do more research offline. And hopefully, if anybody like actually knows how to do this, let me know. Just trust it and push it to prod? No way, man. No way. I rather make the copy of the data to be safe, you know. Top Vaults, welcome to the party. Cite this cloud combo in the git commit message. Yeah, right. Yeah, Claude said it's safe, so I trust it. Notice the note at the end. Oh, note, the caller must not store or use the reference after the lock is released. Wait, then what does that mean? That means the lock is released as soon as this goes out of scope. So it's like they're saying the caller cannot use the data, basically. What's this? This is just a... I just had a general C++ question about thread safety and stuff, but I don't think anyone knows the answer for me here. Alright, forget all this C++ junk, man. Let's jump into the dang Twitch. If the caller never uses the data, it's thread safe. Yeah, just put a note in here. Note, this is thread safe only if you don't use this dang return. Hot Rod 711, how are you doing? Shouldn't the caller be doing the locking of the data? What? What do you mean by that? I don't think so. Save it here. Welcome to the party. Alright, what are we doing today? We gotta try and make that bot work. That Twitch bot. Which, I don't even know. Yeah, so I've been thinking about this. Do we still do type race in this chat? Yeah, we do type racer all the time. I haven't done one today yet. Which probably means someone's about to redeem it. Redeem one for the boys? Nah, man. I'm broke. I don't got money like that. Do we still do gambling in this chat? Occasionally, we do gambling. Yeah, I guess I haven't done any gambling in 2025. Anyways. Oh, we got a type racer, man. Do I play poker? No, I don't play. I know how to play, I just don't play. Alright, y'all ready for the type racer? First race is the warm-up, second race is the championship round, and you guys want to gamble a little bit? We'll do a little gambling. A little simple gamble. The bet is... what's the bet? Will I hit triple digits? Yes or no? 2 minutes to decide. Place your bets. And we're gonna do two type racers. The first one is a warm-up, and the second one is a championship round where this bet counts. Alright, will I hit triple digits, man? I haven't hit triple digits in a long time, I feel like. Alright, first race, warm-up time. And if you're a guest, you should log in, man. Oh, Arik is in town. Arik is a fast typer. Alright, but this is just a warm-up, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. Jesus. What the hell's going on, man? Oh, a reek with the 105 in the warm-up round. But it's time for the championship round. Here we go. This Type Racer cam activated. Wait, let me look at the bet. Oh lordy. Ice Cold Witch, big money on no. Probably gonna get rich, man. Here we go. Smart coders in the house, warming up. Save It here is also here. We got some fast people. Let's do this. Alright. The championship round. It's about to go down. Man, not fast enough. Only 94, but look at that. Save It here. 136 miles per hour. No Condom Chris, aka Six Pack Sexy, 113. And those are the only triple digits. A reek with an 88. Disastrous performance, man. Smart Coder with the 67. What the hell's going on? And Clistar Rage Quit with 61. What the heck? Alright, wait. Save It here with the 136. Alright, Type Racer Champ. New Type Racer Champ. Save It here. 136 miles per hour. Oh, look at that. Had 500 typos in the first 5 words. Yeah. That was warm up. What? My scores aren't gonna be great. I'm under the weather. Dang, Q. What's happening over there? Fingers are frozen. Yeah, a reek. It's so cold out here, man. I don't even know what's going on. Alright. What should I do? What should I do? Oh yeah, we gotta do web dev. I was bedridden for 2 straight days with the flu. Dang, sorry to hear that, Q. I was also sick recently, and it sucks, man. Wait, why am I broke? Hold on, did I not choose the bet? Would I hit 100 WPMs? No, I only got 94. Alright, easy money for Ice Cold Witch. Look at that. $10,000. Easy money. Top vaults. I'm so sorry. Clistar. That's chump change for you, man. Bobby Blue. Broke. Alright, so this is my website. I'm working on this section right here. The other LeetCode streamers. So, last stream, I was trying to create this Twitch bot, but we ran out of time and it wasn't working. But I've been thinking about it ever since. Where are we? So originally I had this idea where I just have a list of some usernames and then I query Twitch with each username, and then it will tell me if they're online or offline, and that's how I'll know. But then I saw something about these webhooks on Twitch, and you can like get alerted when a certain person goes online or offline. So I was trying to do that instead. using these webhooks and whatnot. But I couldn't get this to work. And then towards the end of the stream, it seems like you could only subscribe to a very limited amount of these webhook things, but I'm not sure if that's true. So, like, today I've been thinking maybe I'll just do it the caveman way, where I just put in a bunch of names and then I run my scripts and then I have this update the database and then it shows up on the website. It's like as simple as it gets. So here we go. I'll just continue down this path. Oh, Flumsy is in the house. How you doing, Flumsy? Our website's looking good, thank you. I gotta work on it a little bit more though. Alright, let's see if we can make this work. Wait, let me rename this dang folder. Is called LeetCodeOnline.js. I'm gonna just rename it to LeetCode. LeetCode Online. Can I do that? And then all right, so it says, yeah, this is working. This little script is working. It says I'm online, Chi-Chi Impact offline, Pat's Hello World offline. So I'll just maintain a list here or something for now. But what we need here, I need to build an API endpoint on my back end where I can have this little bot anytime it finds somebody online to, instead of console logging online, I want to send a request to the back end, which is, where is it? Somewhere in here. Where is the dang thing, man? It's one of these endpoints. Supporters? No. Streamers. Right here. So this is the get for the streamers, but I need like a post, right? Should I just copy another post thing? I'm gonna just copy it. Man, I swear I had this already. Hold up. Do I modify this or this? Yeah, I swore I had it, man, but it's in my TypeScript file. I don't even know where this index.js comes from. I probably built my TypeScript thing or whatever. Oh man, web dev is tough because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Alright, so here's my post thing that I'm trying to make. 94 Nico man, thank you very much for the follow. So my post comes in and I gotta do this database stuff. So what are we trying to insert? So, and what am I, so I'm gonna make a query. What's coming in? The username and I guess like a last, let me look at my data. Where's my data at? So I guess what we want is online, last online. Yeah, right. Just is online and, well, if I have a last online, yeah, I guess that's all we need, huh? Just is online and last online. I'll make it as simple as possible first. So we have the username and we have last online. How does the database know the user is online? I'm about to tell it, man. So I'm gonna say if I thought you have to make an API call to know. Yeah, I'm doing that API call to Twitch in this bot over here. And then this is the API on Twitch I'm hitting up, right? Ahmed Khan from YouTube, what's happening? I'm currently at 1800 on LeetCode, but unemployed. Those people kind of view me as a loser. How to get over those feelings? Man, you're 1800 on LeetCode. You're pretty much a knight, I'd say. And I think if people are calling you a loser just because you're unemployed, you need to get rid of those people, man. They're not good for you. And everyone goes through periods of rough times, man. I think what you got to do in order to not be unemployed is you got to keep on keeping on. You got to try some different things. If you're not getting any interviews, you got to work on your resume. If you're not passing the phone screen, the initial phone screen, you got to work on your soft skills and answering the correct questions when the recruiter talks to you. If you're not passing the technical interviews, you got to work on your LeetCode skills, and maybe not just LeetCode, but also your communication is a big part. I failed Google and a few big tech. I passed all phone screens, not on sites. That means you're probably almost there, and maybe you just need to prepare a little bit more. Maybe it's not your coding ability, but your communication. It's hard to know where you're going wrong without actually being there in the interviews. So I'd say just keep on keeping on, man. Keep studying, keep preparing, don't give up, because it sounds like you're right at the finish line. Avocado Violets, how are you doing? What am I making? So I'm working on my website, midnightsimon.com. It's just a very simple website that keeps track of subscribers throughout the years, and I would like a section where it shows which other LeetCode streamers are online. And right now it doesn't work. It's just some hard-coded junk, you know? So today in particular, I'm working on a little bot that's going to query a bunch of usernames on the Twitch API to see if they're online or offline. And on my website, I want to show like those online people, and the people who aren't online, I want to show when they were last online. Used to work at Amazon. Dang, you've already made it into big tech then, so it's only a matter of time before something falls into your lap. Or maybe not fall into your lap, I shouldn't say that. But only a matter of time before you get the opportunity that you've been working towards. Last online is the current time when is online is true. Well, I'm not sure, because it might not be exactly the same time. I might just run this bot like once a minute or something. What I meant is, what's the point to store is online in the database? I guess it means like the person was online the last time the bot did something. But yeah, maybe is online can be inferred. But anyways, this is not optimal, but I'm just trying to get things to work. So if we send, let me think. Maybe I don't even need this. All right, maybe we just send the username, and then it's like if it's online or offline. And then I can just get the date. So if it's online, get current dates. And then if it's offline, then if the streamer was online before, then make them offline. This is what I'm thinking. So this API is just gonna take a username and whether or not they're online. And then here I'll do like that database stuff. I'll figure it out in a bit. And then in the bot, how do I do this part, man? Do I just say if it's online, instead of console log, just send API request, or something like this? I don't know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Theo, thank you very much for the big ass raid, man. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. My name is Midnight Simon. I usually do LeetCode only, but today I'm trying to build a little Twitch bot that does some junk. I'll show you my website real quick. This is my website, midnightsimon.com. It's just a small personal site where I keep track of my subscribers. I keep track of my type racers, all the type racer champs throughout the years. And I'm working on something that also shows which other LeetCode streamers are online. This is just a side project. So that's what I'm working on right now. Usually I'm just chilling doing LeetCode, but this year I'm trying not to do as much LeetCode. So nice glitch effect, thank you very much. My voice is majestic, thank you. Got it from my mama. So my little website, I've built it in, the tech stack is like React, Remix, and SQLite for now. And I'm also using, for the API backend, it's like a weird stack, man. It's probably not very efficient, but it's like a learning project, but also I have big plans for it in the future. One day I would like to create a type racer like website, and maybe I'll even incorporate it to my own website. Word stacks are the best to learn. Yeah, the CSS stuff or the glitch stuff is just CSS. I just copied it from somewhere, man. I'm not actually a CSS person or a front end person. In my job, I do C++ infrastructure, back end infrastructure. So all of this stuff is like very foreign to me. But I've learned a lot from this little project. I've learned how to use Docker. I've learned some React Remix. I've learned how to use ChatGPT a lot. I've never really used ChatGPT for coding. What else have we learned, man? That's about it. Some front end stuff. Learning how to center a div. I don't know if I could do it off the top of my head though. Anyways, thank you everyone for those follows. There's a lot of you who followed. Thank you so much. Any TypeScripts? Yeah, it's in bootleg TypeScripts, man. I started off with TypeScripts and then I just started using any's everywhere, man. This is not production quality code. This is backyard engineering right here. So that's what I like. Bootleg TypeScript is JavaScript? No, man. Bootleg TypeScript is a hybrid between some things have proper types the earlier the code got committed, the more likely it is to have types. And then the later on it gets committed, the less likely it is to have types, and it's more likely to just be a any or something. As soon as you use any, is Jover. Yeah. I've already used the any, man, and there's like no going back. Any is still a type. That is true. Anyways, so what I'm working on right now in particular is I was working on a Twitch thing I give it a bunch of usernames, and then it just checks if they're online or offline, right? Pretty simple. But when someone is online, I want to send like an API request to my backend. So I'm building out that API endpoint that will accept that post request to let me know when somebody goes online or something. I use some any at my job too. Screw it. Dang. Are you allowed to do that, man? I guess. If nobody cares. Alright, so here we are. Should I zoom in a little bit? Yeah. So I guard my posts by having to type in a password everywhere, which is real nice. Taller War 876 factory time. You're right. Actually, I don't build those types of factories anymore, man. I'm building all legit stuff. Anyways. Man, there's a lot of people here now. I'm nervous. The factory must grow. Man, I've been trying to place Factorio, the space age one, but it's too much for me. I always get to the point where I'm like mining uranium, and then it just starts to feel like a dang job, and then I quit every single time. I think this is my third or fourth time reaching uranium, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather do something else, because it just starts to feel like work, man. I start organizing myself and making notes of what I gotta do, to-do lists and everything. Like Hearthstone, man, I'm trying to quit that game. Factorio just had a new DLC a couple months ago. Yeah, that's the one. How am I utilizing Docker for this? Alright, so I'll tell you all the components here in my thing. I got this back end that's on Hono. I got like it's a really strange tech stack. It doesn't even make sense, man, but don't worry. I got my remix thing on the front end, and also I suppose there's a back end component to that. And then where's my Docker thing? I don't even know, man. I have like a Docker Compose somewhere. It's been a while. Man, is that my real password? I hope not. I don't think it is. So I use Docker to like tie everything together, where the front end is able to talk to my back end, because I guess Remix has like its own back end to it, right? So then I've also created my own standalone backend, and in my Remix, I don't even remember what they're called, the backend functions in Remix. I just talk to my real backend with it. Let me see if I have an example of anything that I'm doing. It's been a while. Where would those what do you call those things in Remix? The backend server functions or something? I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm looking at. My routes? the loader. Hold on. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. Yeah. All right. I think this is it. Yeah. So this is like a remix server side function or whatever they have in there. Actions, I guess, is what they call them. And I suppose it's supposed to be like a back end that's open to the public, right? Or whatever. So it's connected to the front end, and whenever it does something, this receives it on the back end. And then what I'm doing is I'm just querying my other API, my real backend API from this one. And then the backend API, which is in something called Hono, it's talking to a SQLite database, which is also kind of strange. So I have this SQLite database and everything. That's like, I'm using Docker to like connect everything together and make things talk to each other. From the docs, deploying a remix application has 4 layers: a JavaScript runtime like Node.js, a JavaScript web server like Express, a server adapter, a web host or platform. I see. You can call the back end from the front end as if you were importing a function. Yeah. Please consider using bcrypt or Argon 2 to securely store and check passwords. Yeah, I know everything is not super secure, but it'll be all right for now, man. You're using Hono instead of Express. Yeah, I'm using Hono in my back end, but this is a standalone back end, not related in any way to the remix server actions. So from my remix server actions, I'm just like forwarding the request to my standalone backend, which probably doesn't make much sense to some of you people out there, but don't you worry about that, man. We're just playing with technology, really. Maybe using an env variable in the Docker file would be better. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you mean my hard-coded passwords? Like this? Don't worry about all that stuff. It's safe. It's secure. Anyways. Hono Axios rocks. Good choice. Express.js go away. Yeah, I don't... I don't know anything about Hono. The only reason I'm using Hono is somebody suggested it when I was building it. Somebody just said, use Hono. And I said, all right, let me look it up. And then it had like 20,000 stars on GitHub. And I was like, that looks good enough for me, man. Quang Bui CP, thank you very much for that hydrate. Cheers. Creating distributed problems on purpose. Yeah, I guess. Is that S of solid? Wait, what? Single method for your endpoint? What are you talking about, man? Aflo Baton. How are you doing? Welcome. All right, where were we? We were talking about what I was doing right before we got raided. And I was working on this endpoint where I can take those online LeetCode streamers and then I'm making this little bot that I'm gonna run as in a separate process, and just anytime it finds somebody online or offline, I talk to my standalone backend, which is connected to my SQLite database, and I can like update the online offline people. And then my remix will query that to get the online people for this part of my website. Right now it's just empty. So that's what we're doing. Doing more talking than anything though right now. Some leaderboard. Yeah, so my website has type racer leaderboards because we do a lot of type racing here. Got some very fast people. The fastest person, 206 miles per hour. But look at these crazy speeds, man. Pixel Pusher is one of the fastest typers in the world. And it's crazy how fast he comes on here typing. So yeah, my website is basically just gonna be a bunch of leaderboards. There's a subscriber leaderboards where you get 1 star for every sub, and if they're spinning, that counts as like 10 of them. A diamond for 100 bits, and I'll probably have like a LeetCode leaderboards also in the future. It's just a slow process. All right, let me try and do some real coding now, man. All right, here we go. Having fun? Yeah, I've been having fun working on this. I started this project a few months ago, and I've basically just been doing it on stream. Anytime I want to work on it, I just go live on stream and I work on it. And it's been really helpful because I don't know anything about front end. I don't know anything about programming in general, you know. So people from chat really help me out. And sometimes I make some silly suggestions, or I'm doing something that seems a bit silly, and somebody will offer a better solution, and I'll take it, and it makes my life a lot easier. So I'd say coding live on Twitch is really fun and it's helpful. It's like crowdsourcing your code in a way, but it's also a bit distracting because you move slower in some ways and faster in other ways, but mostly slower, I'd say. All right, so what am I doing? I'm trying to update my database, and we got username and if they're online. Let me close some of these tabs. It is online. I don't even know what I'm inserting yet, man. Let me think about this. I just copied this statement from another thing. So I might have some problems with I guess if we have a conflict. I don't know how SQLite works, man. So I want to update. Wait, first let me get the date. How do you do a date in JavaScript, man? Like a timestamp. That's where I asked ChatGPT, because I don't know nothing, man. How to get current timestamp in JavaScript. Date.now. New dates. Date.new. Yeah, I'm gonna be using a timestamp though. Do you have custom emotes for subscribers? I do not, man. It's been on my to-do list for about 3 years now to create custom emotes, man. One day I'll get around to it, maybe this year. Why does your database methods require callbacks? Who knows, man? That's what ChatGPT told me to do. Anyways, All right, so if they're online, I need I guess I get the date, and then I just want to update I just want to update the date, man. So maybe I can use this. My Discord is walled off, man. You gotta have 6,000 channel points to get in. Do I call this last online? I think it's called last online in here, and then on conflict. I hope it works like this. Oops. What is this? Excluded dot something? Let me try and see. So trap gotta save it for that photo print. Oh man, that would be sick if somebody bought one of those. All right, let me see what the hell. What does the excluded mean? Is it like the old date or something? Anyways, I'm just gonna assume it's the old date, man. So maybe last online equal last online might be okay there. And then, all right, so this, it's already got, it's the username here. I got too many things. So I just need, what do I need here? I just need the timestamp here, right? Wait, something ain't right. Oh, I see. I see. I erased. So I need the username and timestamp. And hopefully that will like upsert or whatever. Typo on your do update set line. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. So how can I test that this dang thing works? I guess maybe I can finish this part where I make the post request. All right, I gotta figure out how to, so I just ask ChatGPT. All right, let's see. Make a post request using Axios that sends a username and a boolean called is online. Oh, that's it? Pretty cool. You also need to update the dates on updating. Fertizoid, what are you talking about? The dates? What do you mean? Like this part? So in the dates, I just have if they're online and the last time they're online. Maybe I should update is online. What was it? It's an integer, and I guess I can just put 1. All right, so I don't know how this SQL stuff works, man. Is it just going to I don't know how to do SQLite updates, man. Make a SQLite query to update a username and is online. What keyboard am I using? Ice Cold Witch, thank you very much. It's a Bubble 75 with Aqua King switches. Update users, set. Oh yeah, that's what I need, man. This is actually what I need. Not whatever I had before. I don't need to insert nothing. I just need to update. So, alright. Maybe that is... So we need username there. We need 1 there and timestamp there. Illegal Sloth, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, so will this work? Hopefully it does. Alright, and then if they're offline, then I just want to set is online to false. Right? Which is 0. Alright, let's see, man. Users. Oh man, you guys got eagle vision, I swear. Effect of change, thank you very much for that hydrates. Cheers. With update statement, you need to actually have that user with this username in your database. Alright, I think I should have these users in here. But we can change it later on to be more robust if the user isn't there or something. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete this junk right there. Alright, let me work on this part real quick. And ChatGPT gave me that thing, right? So, where is it? Camera. I got this camera that you're looking at on me is a ZV-E1 with that's it. All right, here we go. All right, so username. Where's our username at? Is online is 1. Or true, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And then what's my endpoint, man? I don't know yet. And then otherwise, I guess it's just false. Right? Effect of change. See you later, man. Alright. Here it is. Something slash whatever, right? How can I just say localhost? I don't remember what port this is gonna run on, so how do you run this? npm run dev? Maybe it'll tell me 3000. Can I do that? Hopefully I can. And then now I'm gonna just run this to did it work? I don't even know. It looks like it did not do anything. All right, first of all, let me just put one person in this list of usernames. And then maybe I'll run it again and see what this says. So maybe it doesn't know localhost. Maybe I gotta hit them with like do I have to do this? Did that work? No. Oh, wait. It says go away. What does that mean? I didn't give them a password, maybe? That means I didn't give them the right password, man. What's my password? My password is go away, but oh, I need to send them. All right, let's try that again. Let's try it one more time. I forget where I am, right here. Password. Go away, I think. I don't need these comments, man. Rashid V, what's happening? Yeah, this ain't no LeetCode today. We're doing some web dev stuff, trying to make this little bot. Oh, did it work? I think it worked. But first, let me put some like console logs here. Can I do that? All right, let's try it one more time. All right, so Arik offline. Very good. All right, I need somebody to be online though. I guess no one's online, but maybe I can just add me in here and see if it updates, you know? Yeah, I'm online. Let's see if it works. I'd hope this is the data that it's reading from. How can I tell where the database is coming from? Data slash, yeah, that's the one, right? All right, let's try it one more time. Instead of Arik, I'll use my own username. Cool. Look at that. Last online, it updated. I'm online right now. So this junk works. What's next? All right, next is instead of, well, I should like see it through to the end, but before I do all that, man, I want to, instead of having my usernames like this, maybe I should query the API to get a list of all the streamers that I have in my database and then just go through each one and send that request to see if they're online or offline. I might also have to put some sleeps in there so I don't hit that like non-stop and get banned, you know. So what should I do next, man? Or all right, I could either make an endpoint, which maybe I already have the endpoint. Let me think. Where are we at? I already have the get streamers thing. But that only return so it only returns a few, I think. Limit 3. Maybe I make a new endpoint that's just get all streamers. Or get all active streamers or something. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna just hard code it for now. I don't know what to do, actually. What should I do? What should I do? Should I make it work on the front end? Should I finish up all this stuff? Yeah. Because I gotta deploy everything too. I've forgotten. Time for a to-do comment. Yeah, I've forgotten how to deploy everything. Maybe I should work on that as well. Getting lazy already? Already? Man, I've been lazy. I'm always lazy. Alright, I'll finish up this dang script. Do you find it easier to work with promises instead of async await? That is syntactic sugar on top of promise. I don't really have a preference, I guess. I'm not a JavaScript or TypeScript developer, man, so I don't even know what's going on half the time. I don't know if there's an advantage to have the dot thens or if await or like when to use one over the other, or if it's just like whichever one you like more, you know. Alright, so what did I say I was gonna do? I'm gonna make this list of usernames correct. So who do I want on here? Chi-Chi Impact for sure. We need Pets Hello World for sure. Who else? Let me look at my old website. I don't know who's BetSimp for sure. He's still active these days. I'm gonna add BetSimp in there. Kankajiro. What's happening? Both work, but people like await more because it's easier. I see. I'm a LeetCode expert. I don't know about all that, but I have spent a lot of time practicing LeetCode. All right, Real Raymond Jones, still around, I think. Who else is online these days, man? Brent Arato, perhaps? I'm someone who practiced LeetCode with JavaScript. Dang. Well, you must be like a front-end dev or something, because only front-end people or full-stack people practice in JavaScript. And people are saying yikes because JavaScript, when it comes to LeetCode, it's missing some very important data structures. In particular, it's missing heaps or priority queues. Although on LeetCode, you can import from Lodash, you know, so maybe that's okay. But in general, like, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't like JavaScript and algorithm problems, because it's just missing a lot of the fundamental data structures that we use. I usually make them myself. Dang, you just make priority queues anytime you need to for a LeetCode problem. It's hardcore. I'm stuck in DevOps, so all I know now is Ansible and Terraform. Surely I can do LeetCode with those, right? Man, I don't know anything about Ansible or Terraform. But I think there's like Bash. You can do LeetCode in Bash or something. Let's see. If you're curious about my LeetCode, man, I'll show off my profile, maybe. But first, I want to see Bash. Nah, there's no Bash for LeetCode. I don't even... What the hell is Racket, man? No, that with Bash is not a thing. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But man, I swear they had like Bash questions or something. Maybe I'm dreaming, man. Anyways, Racket is a Lisp. This is my LeetCode profile. I've been trying to get to Guardian rating, which is around 2170. So I'm really close to Guardian, and Guardian is like top 1% almost of LeetCode. And I've been chasing Guardian for about 2-3 years now, and not quite there. But this year, I'd like to achieve that. I'm top 1.55%, but I need to clean that 1.00, you know. Been grinding LeetCode. I wouldn't say super grinding. I started my LeetCode grind for real in 2021, right here. This is also when I first started to stream, like June 1st. That's when I went ham on LeetCode. And back then, it was like, I wasn't too good. It was around this period. I was like 1600 rated, which is, it means like you know some algorithms, but you're definitely not ready for FANG interviews. Did it help you in work? Man, it helps me get a job. That's how it helps me with work. Without LeetCode, I would be unhireable. And this 5-month training session got me into Google. And I studied really hard. I was studying like 6 hours a day, every day during these 5 months. I quit my job. Well, like June and July, I was studying about 3 hours a day. And then in August, I quit my job. And then towards the end, I was studying 6-7 hours a day, every day. By the end, I had studied about almost 1,000 hours by the time I went to my interview. And since then, I've probably studied another 1,000 hours on top of that, just streaming LeetCode on Twitch. And it's kind of become a hobby of mine. But this year, I'm trying out some new things instead of just doing LeetCode all day, all the time. I thought about like, what if I actually spent half the time working on some side projects over the years? If I put like 1,000 hours into a side project, I wonder what it would become. And that's kind of what I'm working towards this year and beyond, is to just siphon off a bit of the time I dedicate to LeetCode and put it towards a side project and see what it turns into in like 1 or 2 years. But I'll still continue LeetCoding, but I just toned down my training to about half. So about 4 or 5 hours a week instead of 10. Am I still at Google? Yeah, I still got a job. And I think I'm hopefully safe for the time being. I want to start doing side projects, but I have no clue on what to actually start on. So many possibilities, you know. Yeah, Tommy-son, I know what you're saying, man. I think what makes a good side project is something that you are passionate about. Just build it. Who cares if it's silly or if it sounds dumb or if it's not, I don't know, not gonna change the world, man. Who cares? Just something that you're passionate about, because you're more likely to work on it if you care about it. If you're building like something you don't even care, like some Pokemon index thing, like why do you want that, you know, unless you really care about Pokemon. So I care about my stream. So my side project is a website to go with my stream, you know. I care about TypeRacer. So I have this little TypeRacer leaderboard for my stream, but I'd really like to rebuild TypeRacer one day, and I think I'm working towards that this year. Diminishing returns, right? Yeah, for sure, diminishing returns. But, you know, you can still have goals that you want to reach, and you don't have to get gains all the, you know, like you don't have to LeetCode to get something out of LeetCode. Like, I think some people do it just for fun or to give themselves a challenge, not to be like, oh, I want to pass every interview I ever take. Maybe that's like a side effect, but I think it just kind of becomes a hobby and something to work towards, like some arbitrary rank that you're climbing towards. And is it diminishing returns at that point? I don't know. It's just maybe in some ways. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. How much were you coding before you started that program? 5-month program. Was that via LeetCode, by the way? Sorry, I missed it during the ads. K Martinez. So I've been coding since when, man? 2013 was the first time I started to code, 12 years ago. But I was always like an underground programmer, if you know what I mean. I've never worked at a company or with like industry people, programmers and stuff, until about 2020. So I was coding, underground coding, for like 7 years before I was able to get a job at a really small startup with like 5 people. And then during the end of my time there, that's when I started to LeetCode. So I had like 1 year of experience coding at a company as an employee. All right, Q Ultimus wants a little TypeRacer. We can do TypeRacer. But all my coding before that, it was just me making freelancing, basically making bots to do internet stuff, some gray hat type, maybe dark gray hat type bots, maybe very dark gray, black hat bots. And I did that for a long time, man, before I decided to leave the underground and try to become more legit so I can actually talk to people about what I do. Bots with C++ or Python? Bots with VB.net, man. VB.net was what I started programming with in Visual Studio. And then founding father of the dark web. Yeah, I used to be a digital gangster. I'm not a digital gangster anymore. There's a forum on it was called Digital Gangsters, and I don't even know where it is. Is it still alive? Anyways, the Digital Gangsters, the founder is this guy, YT Cracker, and now he's like a musician. He's like a nerdcore music rapper guy, but he's made some songs about what we used to do. I used to roll with this guy, maybe, and some other people. So you bully and steal people on the internet? Nah, what? Is he in that nerdcore documentary? I don't know what nerdcore documentary, but he is definitely a nerdcore hip-hop artist now. I don't know if he does any work these days. I think it's mainly his music. But when I was active, he used to do some stuff. I think he was more like an advisor because he had a lot of good knowledge, but maybe he wasn't very good at finishing projects, you know? That's crazy. Could never imagine you not being super straight edge. Wait, what do you mean super straight edge, man? Wait, you saying I'm super straight edge right now? Maybe the darkness is necessary to bring others into the light. Man, I used to be really all about that black hat stuff. I used to love it so much, man. It used to make me very happy. But after a few years, I started to change. Like, I started to really not like it. And I started to feel like I was wasting my time. Yeah, black hat stuff, it was fun and exciting. It was so exciting knowing like I'm just one person, or me and my crew would just be like 3 people or 2 people or however many, not like single one hand you can count how many people we are. And it used to feel really good to know that we're going up against these crazy big corporations who have whole departments dedicated to trying to stop us. And we'd always find a way, man, to get around all the defenses. That was always very, very exciting times. It was like very fun too. But I don't know, after a while I just felt like I just felt destructive, you know? Am I confessing crimes? No, these aren't crimes. These aren't too bad. It's mostly like evading bot detection. And back then, bot detection was really, really bad. Yeah, but after a while, I just felt destructive. And I worked so hard on making these bots. And one day, they could just stop working, and that's because somebody on the other side made a security patch, or they detected our bots and they just changed one thing and everything broke. So I felt like there was no longevity in it, and every time I poured my heart and my soul into making some new next gen bot, it would be working great for a few months, maybe sometimes years, like 1 or 2 years. And then boom, you wake up one day and your whole world comes crashing down and everything is just obsolete, and then you just had to kind of start over from scratch every time. And I got tired of always starting over, man. Like, it got real tiring real fast. And then I slowly started to do side work besides my black hat stuff. I started off with like WordPress sites, like learning web dev and things like that. And then I moved into making apps. And then I was able to get a job at a small startup working with React Native. And then that's when I decided to just grind LeetCode. And I grinded LeetCode for a long time. Oh, Rafa J Chillin is in the house. One of my old coworkers, maybe. Not from my black hat days, from my legit days. Were you around during Mirai days? I don't know what that is. Who's that? Should I know that person? I'm glad your path eventually brought you here to Twitch. Yeah. So now here I am on Twitch. I don't do any black hat anything. I haven't touched any of that stuff since, I don't know, a long time, man. Maybe 2017 or something, 2018. So yeah, that's like 7 years I haven't done any black hat work. I remember when you started streaming, yeah. You're like devising your whole setup. Yeah, man. I started streaming 4 years ago or so. There's a pretty awesome read up on that crew in Wired. Wait, what? When were they active? Mirai botnet. I mean, maybe I was around during this time, but I don't know what the hell it's called. Maybe people didn't have a name for it. Botnets 2013, 2015. Then I'm almost certain our paths must have crossed. I'll say I never created botnets. I never made botnets or anything. But did I use them? Everybody uses them, man. Anybody who does black hat or gray hat stuff use some type of botnets to get fresh proxies, good IP addresses, man. So it's likely that I use these things without even knowing it was that botnet, you know. But so many people were doing stuff like that back in those days. There's a lot of people on the internet selling accounts and things like that. Like you'd buy Hotmail accounts or Yahoo accounts, you know, or whatever, any account you wanted. Somebody had a bot that made them and sold them. There's like CAPTCHA services you'd pay people in India to like solve CAPTCHAs for you, and you'd buy these CAPTCHA things and they'd have an API and you send them a picture of the CAPTCHA and they send you back what the CAPTCHA says. This was before like optical character recognition stuff. It was so cheap to send a thing to India and they give you back the answer. And even when they started doing weird CAPTCHAs where it was more than just typing the squiggly words, you could still get around those too. There's like whole data centers in like India and Philippines and Vietnam where people, that's their only job, is they receive a CAPTCHA and then they type in what the captcha is, or they give you the answers and they send it back to whichever. It's like an API. They were just having actual people decode it. Yeah, that's how we used to get around some of the more difficult captchas. I miss the days of really cool keygens with the music and graphics. Man, isn't that still a thing? Well, I haven't pirated any video games in a long time, but it was a thing right up until, I don't know when the last time was, man. 2020? Yeah, that's still a thing with cracked games. BetSimp, how do you know that, man? You make so much money. I can't believe you be cracking games still. The keygen songs were the best. Man, I forget the names of all those people, those groups. I know there's like Fit Girl. I forget who else is out there. Anyways, those were interesting times on the internet, man. Like, there was absolutely no internet security out there because alright, I was programming. I'm not doing much web dev because I'm just rambling now, but I think this stuff is kind of interesting. So, before I learned how to program, I was still doing black hat work without knowing how to program. I would get bots, programs, and I would just work the programs to make money, basically. Man, I forget what I was gonna say, man. um. Anyways, I forget what I was saying. Oh, I was talking about internet security and how wild it was, right? So yeah, I used to get these programs from certain people, and I used to run them and send traffic, and I get paid based on the quality of the traffic, you know. If people sign up for something, it was like affiliate marketing, right? But I didn't know how to program at all. And then back then, I remember endpoints were so unsecure. You could like hit an endpoint at something. I remember there's something like on AIM, AOL Instant Messenger. In some forums, there's a little green dot next to somebody's AIM name if they're online or offline, you know? And then I remember there's like some endpoints at AOL that you could enter a username and it will basically just tell you if they're online or offline. So I remember there was bots that we used to have that would check if a username is online or offline. So I get like all these random usernames from all over the internet, and by email lists or whatever, like 500 million emails on them, like co-registration emails. And I'd like extract all the usernames from those emails and then run them through this online checker. And I would run this thing without any proxies, meaning like I'll just hit the same service with one IP. And it wouldn't even have any sleeps in the loop. It would just go as fast as the single thread on the CPU would go. And it would just hit this dang endpoint endlessly, man. And it would work. It worked for years without anything happening, And no way that would fly these days. These days, if you just hit an endpoint 10 times a bit too fast, your IP is blocked, But back then, you could just run it for years, non-stop, and no one would blink an eye, man. It was crazy. And then slowly, yeah, there was no rate limiting, nothing. None of that was going on. Nobody cared. You ruined it? Nah, I didn't ruin it, man. Everybody was doing stuff like that, man. But it got harder real fast. DDoS wasn't a thing either, I guess. Yeah, maybe not. Icy Black Deep, what's happening? I'd say the one event that led to me leaving that whole space, that whole black hat stuff, was it was like when accounts no longer needed only an email address, they needed a phone number, man. Every single account out there, whether you wanted an email account or any social media account or anything, man, they all required phone numbers. And that was like the beginning of the end for everything. For a while, we were able to get around it by we used to have phone numbers from all over the world. Like in some countries, you can get a SIM card for basically free. So we used to have people in like the Philippines or wherever, and they would get us like hundreds and thousands of phone numbers that we could use. And like there's also the things like text now or those virtual numbers that we're using for a while. And then slowly those started to not work, and it was just really hard to create like an account that stuck. And anyways, enough of that junk. I think I'm talking too much about that stuff. But I like talking about these things, even though maybe I shouldn't, you know? Well, what's gonna happen, man? It's long enough in the past, right? Oh wait, we have a type racer. Yeah, I just want to apologize for derailing the type racer, but the stories were definitely much appreciated. Well, thank you for listening to these crazy stories. I have crazy stories, man, but I can't be telling you all them things. Maybe one day in like 10 years or something, I'll write a book. I'm just sad to see websites caught on to Mailinator. What is that? Alright, yeah. Alright, y'all ready for the type racer? Maybe in the special Discord? Nah. Maybe I'll talk to a lawyer to see what I can actually say. I try to be generic about all the stuff I talk about, you know. All right, here we go. First race is the warm-up. Second race is the championship round. All right. Mailinator throwaway email addresses. You could use anything at mailinator.com and put the same username in the website and just showed you whatever anyone sent to that address. Oh, I think I've seen that, Icy Black Deep. I need to stop watching you stream on a phone. I'm gonna best you with my non-split keyboard one of these days. Alright. I look forward to that day, man. Oh, Icy Black Deep. I'll tell you about how we used to get around email verification after this race. Championship round, here it comes. Man, my hands are freezing. Adrian, level up Adrian, 136. Very nice speed, man. And a new Type Racer champ. What name would you like on the website? If you're in the Twitch chat, man, you gotta let us know your Twitch username. Otherwise, I'm gonna use your Type Racer username. It's up to you. But all Type Racer champs. Cup of coffee. Oh, it's you? I don't know if I trust it now. I might put, alright. There's no way for me to verify that that is actually you. So, I'm gonna just put your Type Racer name, you know. Alright, wait, how much was your WPMs? 136. 136. Cup of coffee. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, it's too late, man. I already put the username up there. But look at that. 136. Very respectable speed. Alright. Should I get back to web deving? I feel like I haven't been doing any web dev. I've just been talking this whole time, man. Oh, I was gonna talk about the email verification thing. So yeah, Icy Black Deep. When I first started out, I used to create my own emails. Like I had an email bot that would like make Hotmail accounts or whatever. And then I had a bot. I had to like code up all these bots for whenever you had like email verification that would log into a certain Hotmail account, look for an email from whichever website I was trying to connect to, and the bot would like click on the link and everything, man. That was in the beginning. Towards the end, I never had to make my own email accounts because I just buy them. You could buy like 1,000 Yahoo accounts for like $6 or something, or $5. I don't know, man. I had some people in India who would supply me accounts, and some crazy things happened. Like one of my suppliers died. There's like, I think he drowned in a river or something. It was crazy because he's been my supplier for like years. And then one day I messaged him and they responded, "This person is dead. I'm his wife," and the wife took over the business or something, but it was never the same. The gangs claim many. No, I actually saw the article. He was living in India. He went to like a river with a waterfall and he went swimming and he drowned, man. It was crazy. He was assassinated. Yeah, who knows? But he used to be a major player in the game, at least with supplying Hotmail, any account, Hotmail accounts, Yahoo accounts, MSN, whatever, man. I would buy like hundreds of thousands of accounts from him because they didn't last very long. They'd, you know, maybe a few days, weeks. Sometimes you have to let them marinate before you do anything weird to them. You have to let them like rest for, sometimes it's like 3 days was the number, or a couple weeks, you know. You let them sit and you don't touch them and then they get passed. Like, I don't know, like new accounts used to always have the most scrutiny. Any suspicious activity on new accounts, they would get them so banned like immediately. But if you created the account and then you just let it sit and you don't do anything, you don't log in with tainted IP addresses or anything like that, then after a certain time, it's like they pass that 1 week, 2 week threshold, and then they're like upgraded accounts now, and you can do a lot more things with them. So you never really know these things. You kind of just have to be a scientist and experiment. So maybe you have like some accounts that you do things with immediately. Maybe some accounts you let them sit for 3 days. Some accounts you let them sit for like 2 weeks or 1 week. Some of them even longer, and then you just kind of see how it plays out. I think that's probably why it was so fun, man. It was a lot of science experiments. It's like you're stepping into the unknown. You don't know anything about how you're being detected, and then you just poke and prod and figure things out. Anyways, I gotta do some work. I forget what I was doing, but oh yeah, I was making this list of usernames, and I guess I can put Arik up here. I'll start with this. I think all these people are in the database. But what if someone is not in the database? What will happen, man? Let me just put someone like a random username. I want to see oops. So when it gets random, it doesn't insert anything. But how can I know? Hold on. Alright, so I'm just doing this update thing, but maybe there's another thing that would allow me to also insert. Should I just ask ChatGPT? Write me a SQLite query to update a username and a column called last online. If the username doesn't exist in the database, then create a new entry. Let's see. Insert or replace. Is that what I want? Maybe. All right, let's try that. Insert or replace. So wait, maybe I should copy this somewhere safe, like right here, and then I'll just test this new thing out. Wait, how do you do that? Values. What's this called? equal light 3 in node. Make the query compatible oh yeah, like this, I guess. All right, man. All right, insert or replace into streamers, and then I'm gonna erase this junk, and it's gonna be username is online, last online, and then values. All right, so username is online and last online. Yeah. Should I just copy this? But wait, if I use that, this one, I guess we don't have any. This is the offline case, so I'll just delete that, and then I'll explicitly say offline. What's going on here? Why is it tripping right here? What'd I do? What does this mean, man? But Jorge, what's happening? No drizzle or Prisma? What's all that stuff? Or, yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff, man. But I'm gonna try. I don't know why I'm getting squiggly lines here. Prisma is a type of colored pencil. You're not in the promised callback. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. All right, this should work then. Drizma balls? What are you talking about, Rafa J chillin'? Alright, let me try this junk. Basically, I want to see if it inserts this random user thing. Uh-oh. Internal server error. Oh. I see what's happening. Active. I guess I'll just put 0 here for now. But then if this is a new person, then that means I gotta have alright, let me try that. Are you going to be ready to handle C++ futures after this? I don't know, Icy Black Deep. Oh, Icy Black Deep, you missed it earlier, man. You missed the C++ question I had for everybody because I don't know how to solve something, but maybe you do because you actually know how to program C++. Alright, so this works, I think. Let me see if random gets inserted into the database. Oh man, it inserted 2 people now. Dang, now there's double. Oh, Jesus. I messed it up, man. I messed it up. So maybe... Does this have a primary key? It's on the wrong thing. I guess I need like a primary key on my username here. Man, alright. There's a lot of things I gotta fix in this database, and I'm not feeling very motivated, but I should do it, man. But Icy Black Deep, while you're here, maybe I got a question for you about C++. Switching gears for a second. Alright, here's the problem that I have. It's thread safety stuff. So, username should not be a primary key, but you might be able to flag it as unique. Wait. Alright. You're not really committed to web dev. I am, in some ways. But this is a more important question for C++ knowledge for me. So I'm trying to create this class, and let's say... it sounds sketchy to have it as primary key. Wait, why is that sketchy? Should a primary key... Insert or replace is based on primary key though. So you need to go back on conflicts version of the query. Yeah, it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do. Alright, Future Highway was here earlier, but here's the thing. Say we have this class and we have some data in this class. And then there's also like a mutate data thing, right? But I want this get data to like return something without copying the data every time it returns it. And I also want it to be thread safe. So this is what Claude told me to do, const reference, but I know that a const ref on this get data is not thread safe. So is there like a known pattern for doing this type of thing? A thread safe get data of a private member and return it making a copy. Is this something that you've encountered? Yeah, I'll let you think. So I know like this const ref, it's dangerous because like if after the caller gets this reference, let's say they try to do something with it, read the data or whatever, but at the same time it also gets mutated, that's a big problem, right? The method is called by a thread. What do you mean? Oh, BetSimp is in the house too. Yeah, these are the type of heavy hitters I need in here. So this is dangerous. Yeah, the lock guard is expired. So how can I return this data? Do I need I was reading maybe I might need to make it a shared pointer or something. You need to keep holding the lock or have some container that thread safe marks the data as owned by someone. You can give it a callback function. BetSimp, you mean like have this class take a callback function and instead of storing the data privately in the class, store the data, let whoever the callers decide where to store the data, but instead provide a callback function to update the data? Or what do you mean by, I guess I'm confused. Yeah, that could also be a possibility. I want like a safe version of this, you know? Like, what's the data holding? It's holding a proto. It's just holding some message that's could potentially be large, you know, so that's why I don't want to copy it. Like it's returning a const ref. Yeah, this thing. Hold on, I don't know what you're talking about. But basically, I just want to be able to supply this data without creating copies every time somebody calls get data, you know? And I don't know if it's like a common pattern that people use to do something like this. Like the way this is right now is fine. I think this is dangerous because it's dangerous because like this class owns the pointer and no other function mutates the data. Right, but let's say we have somebody that gets the data, a caller that calls the get data, and then they get the data and then they're doing something with the data, but at the same time they're doing something with the data, let's say some other thread somewhere, like this mutate data gets triggered somewhere. Like let's say I provide this mutate data from this class to some callback somewhere else, and every time new data is pushed, it gets updated here, you know? So like this mutate data could trigger anytime, anywhere, you know? You could have a bool member flag. Wait, you could have a bool member to flag if anyone is holding the reference. Check and modify it under the lock. Is unique lock what is needed? Docs say you can pass ownership of the lock and then the caller can keep the data until they manually unlock. Yes, wait, you should have this class be responsible for that then. Like, yeah, this class owns data. Yes, it does. So some solutions I saw people propose here. Wait, why are you even passing it to something else that can mutate it? Wait, what do you mean? All right, this class, there's more things going on in real life with this class. I don't know. All right, I'll tell you exact. BetSimp, you should know about this stuff, man. This is like a CD push thing. And this callback gets triggered every time the push def gets updated. Like new data gets pushed to the push def, you know? But I just want to make sure that nothing weird happens when I'm getting the data. Which, all right, they tell me explicitly to like not do this. Do not have a const reference return type for the data. They say this is extremely problematic and it will not work. The issue is you cannot use the mutex in this class to lock anything down. So some solutions people propose was to like make this return like a shared pointer to the data. That was like one thing. Some other people suggested to just return the data, whatever, and then it's okay to just have a memory leak when you update the data. Like just leak the old one, who cares? Because especially if it doesn't get updated or mutated frequently. Shared pointer isn't going to change the thread safety. Oh wait, okay, like give me an example. Some clients call get data. What will they do with that? They'll just read the data. They're not mutating it, but let's say they use the data and then they read what's in there a couple times and that's it. They're just reading it. But like, what if during mid-read, after it gets returned, then mutate data gets triggered? That's a problem, right? Yes, it's a problem. Cannot return a ref here, right? Yeah, there are some notes that says we cannot do this internally. They're like, no way, you can't do this. They say the easiest way is to just create a copy of the data, like so, or whatever. But what if this data type is large and creating a copy is expensive? Then how, like, there must be a way to do this safely, yeah? Maybe a weak pointer. I've never used a weak pointer in my life, but I've seen them in the wild. The issue with this is that the mutate data can destroy the backing object. Because you're overwriting the data. Yeah, alright. So I don't actually understand how this stuff works, but let me try and explain what I imagine may happen, but it also might be wrong. So when this gets overwritten, the old pointer it gets destroyed, right? And then if you try and access that data when it's destroyed, it will be like a seg fault or whatever. But like, let's say, what if it wasn't a unique pointer? Is there a way we could just leak it in here, like when we update it, and then the old things will point to the old data, but once those are gone, it's just a memory leak? I don't know if I don't even know how to explain what I'm thinking, man. Is the data type itself thread safe? I don't think so. What's basically happening here is you need get data to be blocking until the caller is done with the data. Yeah, that sounds tricky. So what if get data takes a function and calls it from the inside? No, that's too complicated. That's not feasible here, I think. Like in the real world stuff, it's not feasible. So, all right. All right, I'll give it some more thoughts, but don't know if it helps. But in Rust, this sounds like a mutex around an atomic reference counter that you would swap out when the data is out of date. Then when everyone drops, the last one cleans up. But if multiple threads are trying to modify a data type instance, a shared pointer won't save you. All right, a crazy amount of threads aren't trying to mutate the data. Maybe this mutate data function gets called like once a day or once every other day in theory, you know. So it's like very low risk, but it's possible that something bad could happen, right? Yeah, so you have to do something more complicated if you want to return a reference, but that doesn't matter if you want correctness. As long as you have greater than one thread, it's effed. Dang. All right, I gotta do more research on it then. So this is a problem I'm facing at work. I think maybe I'll just have it make a copy for now. RW lock? I don't know what that is. Gather some thoughts too, yeah. All right, I can explain maybe one thing that I think might work. Wait, let me move this to LeetCode Playground. Wait, where's my playground at? Oh yeah, here it is. I don't know the syntax, but let's say can all these data breaches be secretly done by large companies to steal our data for LLM training? You never know, man. Who knows? All right. Here is a pattern that may or may not work. Wait, just have the get data take the function then? No, I think that's a little bit too crazy. Because people will be calling this in so many different ways. All right, check me out. Oh, Head Tennis, thank you very much for the raid. So maybe instead of storing the data inside of the class, what I can do is like have the callback like maybe some function whatever. This is probably bad syntax, but I think you get the idea. You pass a callback into the constructor, and then it gets added to this callback. And instead of mutating or like making the data here, maybe I have to go with this route where the caller of whoever wants to get this dang data, they're responsible for storing it. And then that way, maybe I don't need these things. So we get the new data, and then I just send it to the callbacks. And then I like offload the responsibility about all that stuff to whoever is calling this. This is a pattern that I've seen. And I'm thinking, at first I was like, I don't know about if it needs to be so complicated with callbacks and whatnot. But with this, then, wait, what happened to the data? The data is coming in here, and then now it's the caller's responsibility to figure out how they want to store that data safely. And I take that responsibility outside of the class. So maybe they have some mutex locks or whatever in this callback. Junk doesn't own the data at all now, right? And the data is owned by whoever. Like they can decide. Why have junk then? All right, this is like a listener. It's listening to some dynamic configs, basically, this class. That's what this junk is. Your mutate data is blocking. Wait, how is this blocking? Oh, I don't know. Dago from YouTube, what's happening? Like it's gonna have to complete all the call. Yes. That's okay, I think. That's fine. Because I imagine these callbacks will just be like getting that new data into wherever it is. Anyways, I was just seeing if there's a way to like do this without, I mean, like do this with having the data stored inside the class and like not returning. We're not creating a copy when we're returning. Do you use all this at work? Yeah. It's like the observer pattern. I don't know what that is. Observer pattern. Yeah, I don't know what this observer pattern is. But maybe it is. I guess these listeners would be like the callbacks. Anyways, well, thank you for your inputs, BetSimp and Icy Black Deep and Future Highway and everybody. I know now it's for sure a problem and I need to address it. I don't want to take down the whole company with some bootleg code, you know? Trying to like squeeze out performance by not creating a copy of a couple bytes. If any Google searches go down the next 2 months, yeah, you know who to call, man. Yeah, it's actually gonna be everything. The whole company is gonna go down. Because this is, I can't believe they got me working on this stuff, man. Anyways, somebody must review it though, so. All right, should I get back to this web dev that is not too fun right now because I gotta do database stuff? You said you were the go-to guy in a crunch. Yeah, man, I'm in a crunch right now, man. I got like a big deadline on Friday that they just dropped this crazy amount of work on me. And I'm not sure if I can finish it by Friday, man. I'm a little bit worried. I might have to do something that I don't normally do. Work overtime. I might have to like work late into the night tomorrow to get this work done. This thread safe stuff is not a part of the work I need to do by Friday. It's some other work. I just say I can't do it and work 8 hours. Nah. This is a big deal, and I usually chill at work. I'm not a super hard worker, but I think when there is a tight deadline and it needs to be done, I usually get that work because I usually deliver on those things. And people know, so They know like sometimes I work really hard and do a lot of deep into the night type work. But when I'm not on the hook for something like that, man, I'm chilling. I'm taking my time back. I kind of like it like that, you know. At which point you have to say you can't do that when it's impossible. I'll say I can't do it. Um, I was like, nah, that can't be done. But if there's a possibility that it can be done, I'll sign up for it and I'll do it. Because if I'm able to finish the work, my stock rises significantly, you know. But if I'm not able to finish the work, I'm in big trouble, man. And so is everybody else. And I don't want to let my teammates down. That's probably my biggest thing. If you say you can't do it and you deliver on the promise over the man, if I say I can't do it, then it's just gonna cause problems because then a lot of things gets disrupted. And these deadlines are like externally imposed on us. Like we don't create our deadlines. It's I work in policy regulation and stuff like that. So all these deadlines are external to the company. It's like Europe is creating these deadlines, man. European Union. What I meant is you think you can do it, turn out you cannot. What should you do? All right, so if I think I can do it and I cannot, then I have to flag it immediately. I have to escalate as soon as possible, and then everybody scrambles to execute the contingency plan, which makes everybody look bad. Um, Basically, my manager makes her look bad, my tech leads, all the people, me, you know. Um, so I try not to do that, man. I try and just get it done. Looked at SQLite's doc again and replaced should work with unique constraints too. Does Google have atomic shared pointer? I don't know. I don't even know what all that fancy stuff is, BetSimp. Atomic shared pointer. I know we're on that Absol BS. Yeah, we are on that Absol stuff. But I've never really had to use any of these crazy thing. Like I've never really used a shared pointer. I've only used unique pointers and raw pointers. I've never used a weak pointer or whatever I see Black Deep was talking about. Like I don't even know what the hell these pointers do, man. I'm not like a real C++ programmer, you know. I just learning as I go. Anyways, I don't even know what to do. I was gonna work on that database, but I'm not feeling like it right now, man. I got all this work on my mind. Deadline on Friday, big deadline. That means, so I got this work on like Friday evening at like 5 p.m. The person that was working on it is out. They're sick. They got food poisoning. And they're also traveling, so they're not able to do it. And then it fell into my lap, man. And I gotta finish it by Friday, or else. Or I don't even know. I don't think it's a hard deadline. But if I'm not able to finish it by Friday, I think it means I'm working over the weekend. I think the get data function is being called to do some expensive work. Wait, I think if the get data function is being called to do some expensive work on the data, then just return a copy. Copying is pretty fast. Yeah, to be honest, man, isn't the data isn't even that large. I think it's just what we're building is used basically everywhere across the company. So we try to like optimize it as much as possible, you know. It gets crazy amounts of QPS, like too much, man. Do you think the work is hard or just a lot? It's both, Bobby Blue. It's complicated and confusing, and the main thing I gotta do is test it correctly. I think most of the other work is done, but there's like so many tests to write, and some of these things are hard to test. Like if you have a lot of work as well, time to market matters too. Yeah, this problem is like the whole get data junk class thing. It's not a priority for me. It's more of a curiosity. I'm just trying to like expand my C++ knowledge mainly, but this is for sure not an important. It's not like a P0 or anything. If anything, I'd say this is like a P3. To figure out how to return that data without creating a copy. I don't think anybody is gonna complain that we're creating copies there, or I don't even think anyone will notice because it's relatively small. It's crazy that it's challenged, but you gamble to deal with it. Man, I like gambling, Bobby Blue. And it's not, I don't think it's a crazy gamble. I'm familiar with the code, and I mean, I can't say no. I don't think I can say no. If I were to say no, it would cause more problems than to just work a few extra hours to get it done, you know? But I have a few safety nets, and the weekend is the biggest safety net. So if I'm unable to finish my work by Friday evening, man, that means I'm going into the weekend and I'm finishing it by Monday morning. No biggie. In my 3 years at Google, I've never worked on a weekend except when I got pipped. I worked like one weekend. The weekend after I got pipped. I worked, and then that's it. I recovered quickly after that. Never, almost never. You got pip before? Not a full on pip. It was a warning. It was like a pre-pip. My manager said, if I don't change things, I'm gonna be in trouble. And then I had a written notice, and then that year I got an M rating, which is the second lowest rating. The lowest rating is NI, which means needs improvement. That's not necessarily PIP, but if you get an NI, it's likely that you're heading towards PIP. But I got an M rating my first year, which is moderate impact. And that means like you don't get your full bonus. I think you get 0.9 of your bonus. And your refreshers are also a bit lower, but nothing crazy. And I think if you continue doing bad, then you get pipped. So it was like a warning that I got. And after I got that warning, I got this warning about 8 months into my job. Like I've been working there for about 8 months, and I haven't really done anything for 8 months, I'd say. And yeah, I got the warning, and then I started doing those Pomodoro streams. I started working on stream, like hiding my screen and stuff, but just doing the co-working streams. And then that saved me, man. I was able to focus. I was able to ramp up. Um, what was I doing for 8 months? I wasn't doing anything, man. That's the problem. I also got like real shit work, man. But maybe were you in the cafe 24/7? So, all right, the first 3 4 months, the first 4 months, there wasn't even any office to go to. It was all remote. It was during COVID. So the first 4 months is like I was all alone in my room by myself trying to ramp up on my own at Google. Like I don't know what the hell is going on. I never done any C++ in my life professionally. All the internal tooling, it was so confusing to me. I've never even written a unit test in my whole life. 2 seniors on the team left the team immediately after I joined. Like within 2 months, they both left. So the team was not in a good position to ramp up Nooglers. Not just Nooglers, but also L3 Nooglers, you know? So I wasn't getting great support, but I also wasn't working too hard, man. My manager basically told me chill. Like, nobody cares what you do for your first year. And I guess I believed him. Like, I I thought it was for real, man. I was like, dang, this is a dream company. You know, everyone used to always talk about Google and how everyone just rest and vest and chill. So I thought, man, all the rumors are true. I just get paid to chill. And backstab? Nah, I don't know. I wouldn't call it backstab. I'd say it's just a slight miscommunication. But anyways, I was able to find somebody to mentor me and bring me up to speed. And I started working hard. And within I'd say about within a year of getting that M rating, I got promoted, man. So I turned it around real good. Usually they say once you get an M rating, it resets your promo for at least 2 years because it's hard to recover from that. But I was able to get the promo in about 1 year after I got my M. And I was doing really good work, I think, after that. Swedes have it really good if you're decent, and with the advent of GPT, you can chill if you manage the ticket system correctly. Yeah, sometimes I can chill, but sometimes there's like crazy deadlines, man, and these deadlines, they just come out of nowhere. And it's been like this ever, like for the last 2 years for us. But anyways, I don't know if I'm sharing too much. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble talking too much about my work, but I don't feel like I'm giving away anything specifics, you know? So yeah, right now I'm in a nice, comfortable spot. I'm able to perform, you know, at the job. It, you know, I understand a lot of the internal tooling now. I can do a lot of cool things. I have some expertise in a few different areas in my team. And I just gave a speech at the last summit that I went to in December to my whole org, and it was a mega success, man. So I think my stock is definitely on the rise, and I think that talk did a lot for my public image at work, and like my whole org knows about me now. And I gave, uh, I'd say it's real nice, the talk. Everyone clapped. And everybody DMs me after telling me how sick that presentation was. Like, my skip manager, my manager, all the other tech leads and Uber TLs in the org. What did I talk about? It was a performance optimization talk on some things at work that everyone does. You mentioned you play soccer? Nah, come on, no, I don't play soccer. Wait, Steven Sagiball, what's happening? For a trip, are you excited? For sure. Can't wait. Yeah, so I gave a talk about, so we use this thing at Google. There's like an Absol library. And we use this thing called status. And it's like ubiquitous at Google. Everybody uses this thing, man. Especially this thing, status or. And I gave a talk about this and how this is very not performant using status or, even though it's fairly performant. I shouldn't say very not performant. I should say this is decently performant, but if you're in like a really critical path, a hot routine, then maybe this isn't the best thing to use. And I gave a talk showing benchmarks with this compared to like standard optional and some other techniques you can use if you don't actually need a status, or if you only have one possible status that could happen, you know. And then like people misusing status and just using it for everything when you don't need to be using it for everything. I just thought status was overused in our code base, and I showed a lot of evidence of benchmarks to show like how much improvement you can get by refactoring some like super simple refactors. So yeah, that was like the gist of my talk. Anyways, I think it's time for me to go though. I'm not even doing any web dev. I'm just talking about work, which is not great for me. I'm not even supposed to talk about work too much on stream. But lately I've been doing it, man. I think the longer I work here, the less I worry about the rules. Because nobody actually cares, man. It's all public knowledge too. It's not like talking about, oh, type racer. All right, we'll do this last type racer, and I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Gamble. All right, will I hit triple digits? Easy. So, because I have these crazy deadlines, I've been thinking I might bring back a co-working stream tomorrow and Friday. Maybe tomorrow night I might do like a co-working session. I'm not sure. I need to get like 6 Pomodoros out tomorrow night. And maybe Friday, if I work from home, I'll just do Pomodoros till I can't breathe. All right. First race is the warm-up. Second race is the championship round. You guys ready? All right, here we go, man. This is the final race of the evening, and then after this, I'm signing off. So if anybody wants to get raided, you better start streaming. Bobby Blue, if you want this raid. Pat's Hello World, if you're out there. Bet Simp, if you're gonna go on, now's the time, man. All right, first race, warm up. Oh man, if that was the real race, look at that. Tied 108s. Got 104. All right, here we go. The championship round is about to begin. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a warm-up, Bobby Blue. Gotta get these fingers ready for the real race, man. All right. Man, I really gotta pick up the pace on the web dev. I think I'm just doing things that are not very fun right now, like messing with the data and all that stuff. I gotta pick up the pace for sure next week. All right, here we go. This is the championship round. The winner of this race gets to go on my website forever. Here we go, man. It's all about good posture to type fast. Man, that was a hard passage to get triple digits on, man. There's so much weird punctuation in that one. Oh, dang. So, dang, Six Pack Sexy, aka No Condom Chris. Congratulations. Accidentally pressed off screen. Yeah, that happens, man. All right, let's choose the bet. Big L. Dang. No, not able to get triple digits. Andrew J. Barth, Big Money, Walrus Operator, Q Ultimates, Bobby Blue, No Condom Chris, Shiznits, making some money. And dang. More Timer James, so sorry for your loss. JCast19, Clistar, and K Martinez 915. Sorry to let you down, man. And that's the end. That's the end of the stream. Not a very productive stream for me with the web dev, but I think I learned something about C++ today. So that's a W in my book. All right. We gotta raid somebody now. And where are the LeetCoders at, man? They're not on. Wait, check avocado. Wait, where's avocado? Is that how you spell it? Oh, I'm not following her. 2 game of leagues. You think? All right. Think if I raid Avocado Violet, we can get her to do LeetCode instead? I don't raid non-LeetCoders, man. Do I? What do y'all think? She's down for, alright. Oh shit. League Addict's gonna play League. She'll do if you tell her. You guys gotta tell her, man. I'll do it. Cause she's the only person on who's been she's been streaming a lot. LeetCode. Alright, here we go, man. Since everybody already knows her. Go to her chat, I'll type. Alright, we're about to raid Avocado Violet. Word on the street is she is grinding real hard at LeetCode, multiple hours a day. Maybe every day, I don't even know. She's been doing collabs with Bet Simp. She's been doing collabs with Pat's Hello World. 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. she grinds. She is gonna get the bag. She's very focused and determined. So let's raid her. Tell her to stop playing those damn video games and get on the LeetCode grind or whatever. Say anything you want, man. But don't say I said to say anything, you know. She's addicted to streaming, addicted to fame. Man. I mean, streaming is fun. Alright. See you later, everybody. No Condom Chris, Bobby Blue, Q Ultimus, Adios, JCast19. Have a good night. Icy Black Deep. Have a good night. Shiznits. Thank you very much for tuning in, man. I'll see you next time. Walrus Operator. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Who else is out there? K Martinez. See you later. Thank you for tuning in. And Future Highway. See you later, Alligator. Neko Man. Have a good night. Does that mean Catman? And YouTube. Everybody from YouTube. See you later.